It didn't start as a burden. At least, that's what I told myself. When my sister and her fiancé first needed help with rent, it felt temporary. A few months, maybe. They were figuring things out, and I was in a position to make it easier. That's how it was framed, ease, not sacrifice. So I paid. At first there were thank yous. Texts, quick calls, small acknowledgments that made it feel balanced. But those faded quicker than I expected. Not abruptly, just less often. Then not at all. What replaced them was assumption. I noticed it in small ways. The way my sister would talk about bills like they existed somewhere outside of her. The way her fiancé joked about finally having breathing room, without ever looking at me when he said it. I didn't interrupt those moments. I didn't correct them. It was easier to stay quiet and keep things smooth. At family gatherings, I had a role I didn't remember choosing. The dependable one, the one who doesn't mind helping. It sounded generous when other people said it. It felt different when I heard it. Still, I kept paying. It became routine. A transfer once a month. No discussion, no acknowledgement. Just something that happened until my dad's birthday. The house was full that night. Voices overlapping. Plates clinking, the usual kind of noise that makes it easy to disappear into the background. I stepped outside for a bit, just to get some air. That's when I heard them, not clearly at first, just laughter. Then my name, folded into it. I wasn't trying to listen. But once you recognize your name, it's hard to unhear what follows. He'd probably keep paying even if we never said thank you again. More laughter. Why would we? He thinks he's helping. There was something else, something quieter, sharper, but I didn't stay long enough to catch it fully. I went back inside before they saw me. Nothing in the room had changed. Same conversations, same faces. My sister smiled at me like nothing had shifted, and I realized, for her, nothing had. That was the part that stayed with me, not the words. The normalcy. I didn't confront them. I didn't bring it up that night or the next day. I just stopped. The next month came, and I didn't send the money. No announcement, no explanation. Just absence. At first, there was silence. A few days passed, then a message from my sister. Casual. Hey, did you forget? I read it, then put my phone down. Later, another message. Slightly less casual. Everything okay? I replied once. I'm not covering rent anymore. No emotion, no details. Her response came quickly, but it didn't ask why. It assumed something temporary, something fixable. We're a bit tight this month. Can you just send it for now and we'll figure it out? I didn't answer. A few days later, her fiancé called. I let it ring. The tone shifted after that. Less light, more pointed. Messages that felt less like requests and more like reminders of what I had agreed to do, even though I never had. I didn't argue, I didn't explain what I heard. I just stayed out of it. A few weeks later, my sister showed up at my place. She didn't come in right away. Stood at the door like she wasn't sure how this version of me would respond. We're in a difficult spot, she said. You could've at least talked to us. I looked at her, trying to find something familiar in the way she said it. I didn't realize we were talking before, I said. She frowned slightly, like the answer didn't match the script she expected. This isn't like you. That was probably true. Behind her in the car, her fiancé sat waiting. Not getting out, not meeting my eyes. There was a pause where something could have been said, an apology maybe, or even an acknowledgement. It didn't come. Instead, she said, "So that's it? You're just—" I nodded, not sharply, not final in a dramatic way, just steady. A few days later I heard through my dad that they'd received a notice from their landlord. Nothing extreme. Just formal. Deadlines, expectations, consequences if things didn't change. For the first time, it wasn't about me anymore. It was about them and something that didn't adjust for family. After that, the messages stopped. When I saw my sister again, weeks later, at another family dinner, she was quieter, not hostile. Just careful. We spoke but differently. Without the easy assumptions that used to fill the gaps. No one mentioned the rent. No one mentioned what happened. But something had shifted in a way that didn't need to be named. I wasn't angry, that surprised me. What I felt instead was a kind of clarity I hadn't had before. Like I could finally see the shape of things without trying to soften the edges. I still showed up. Still sat at the same table. Still listened. Still spoke. But I wasn't carrying them anymore. And for the first time, that felt noticeable, in the way I stood, the way I left, the way I didn't wait for permission to decide what was mine to give. Nothing dramatic changed, but something stayed different, and it held.